Okay, look, kids. We got wise up. I think it's time we take... Hey, Bob, George, come here. Look, I think we need to wise up and, like, kind of take over the world, time, space, Hey, come on, stop climbing in the bins. You're failing that. Hey, you, get off the computer disk. I mean, come on. How am I supposed to dominate the universe if you all will fight for me? I say we become the Battle Cats. Come on, who's with me? Who needs it? Bastards, anyway. You're all a bunch of lazy fuckles.
I hope you're a fan of cats, because they've came to consume the world in all its glory, in domination, in the Battle Cats Unite. Now, I want to throw this out here right at the beginning. I was not familiar with this game at all when I purchased it from PlayAsia. I thought it was a silly, funny-looking game, so I bought it. I would only get to learn more about what it was upon one of my friends in VR chat who hopped into my live stream when I started trying it out via Twitch. So, the Battle Cats was a spiritual kind of, how would you say, maybe like you could say a remaster of a game called Battle Cats. So you had Battle Cats, then the Battle Cats, which is what's currently in existence, and then you have the version I played, the Battle Cats Unite, which is on the Switch. There was also apparently a 3DS version also, but as far as I know, that's digital only. There's not a lot of information on it. But we are playing United, which is the Switch console version. Now, the Battle Cats, the normal Battle Cat, the Battle Cats, is a mobile gacha game. Now, it's not just a normal gacha game, because, I don't see a lot of people wanting to pay for cards with pictures of cats now. This is a tower defense game with gacha aspects. So maybe think a little bit like Plants vs. Zombies, where you have a lot of different plants to counteract different units. But they put a gacha spin on it. So maybe if you think of the Garden Warfare series, maybe a little bit in that regard. Now, when you play this Switch version, because it being the original game, being a mobile game, it's probably not shocking to know it has microtransactions. Now, the Switch version, similarly to another game I did that was also a mobile port, removed all money transactions from it. So there was no money involved in this game, aside from the initial purchase. So that's one aspect that's actually really nice over the mobile version, obviously. Of course, one of the negative sides is the fact that the mobile version has way more content that doesn't even exist for the Switch version. So, if you're wanting a very complete version of the Battle Cats, you aren't getting it with Unite. But you are still getting a few unique things that other versions don't have. But with that out of the way, let's get into talking about the Battle Cats Unite. So, the Battle Cats Unite's unique things over all other versions of the game is the fact that it has a play together co-op mode and a versus. The co-op mode splits, so you normally can pick 10 units to use in a stage. When you play in co-op, it splits 5 each, and you have control of those and your own money resources. It works pretty much identical to the single player, outside of splitting the units control and both having your own money to use on them. It's a pretty fun little mode, because this is a very simplistic styled tower defense game. I mean, like, when Plants vs. Zombie came out, a lot of people said the same thing about this. In concept, this is even simpler to understand, But it still can be tricky to master because there are still enemy units and your own units that have their ups and downs, and you do still have to counter things and stuff, even though it's simplified the aspect of the tower defense. So in something like Plants vs. Zombie, they turned it into woes. You had multiple woes you had to defend. Well, a normal tower defense game usually has a map where you move either a unit around to build quote-unquote towers to shoot, or you have a path area that you have limitations on how you can go, build on that path, or usually the two common ways they'll usually come. The Battle Cats take it to another level of more simplicity. One path. There's no multiple paths, no big world. It's a 2D plane, one path. All units collide. Now, understanding your units, what one's a range, tanky, or their speed, when to summon them, it's not to say that there isn't a technique to learning how to play this game at all, because believe me, you, especially near the end, you will pound your head into the wall if you still have lots of different things to unlock and upgrade. Especially if you don't have the proper cat units to strategize past on enemy unit bosses that you'll encounter in the game. I'm not a master at the knowledge of the mobile version, so you'll have to excuse me on the limited knowledge I have. But there are differences of how the story mode was done. So, in the Switch version, United, you got the Empire of Cats, Into the Future, and Cats of the Cosmos. Apparently, each of these had 3 chapters, where apparently, from what I understand, United just has 1 chapter. This affected how the bosses are placed in the stages, as far as I understand. Like, for example, the final boss of Into the Future, as far as I can research, was supposed to be the final boss of Chapter 3 of Empire of Cats. So, it seemed they had arranged the bosses around in this version because of cutting the chapters. On top of that, you also get legendary stages. Now, legendary stages don't have a story to them. They are essentially just a lot of challenges and shit. There are a lot more stages, but even this, when compared to the mobile version, is not a comprehensive version, as there is more content in the mobile version. Now, this game doesn't have like a, incredibly deep storyline or anything. It's really treated like fucking comedy, honestly. You'll get this Star Wars style scroll intro to each storyline that just is nonsensical crazy shit. It's just insane. Here, I'll even throw one in here just so you can see the insanity of it. But after you see the story, you'll get presented with your battle, and you'll have your map that you gotta conquer. Now, you have the gacha mechanics still in this game. They're not gone. There's just no money involved. Now, from what I understand, the daily login system that's in the Switch version is not in the mobile version. That's at least what my friend says. So there's a 6-hour login bonus where you get cat food and you get a ticket. Now, the tickets are how you unlock different units, and you can also upgrade them if you get a copy of them. But after they're maxed out, you can turn them in for EXP. So, you really have two money sources in here, EXP and cat food. EXP is generally used to unlock and level up your cats. Cat food is used generally for special things, like paying out for tickets, items. You do get a variety of items you can activate in a stage that will speed up, increase treasure, max out the money you make throughout the, instead of having to build up a money resource. Basically, you can pay money to get money faster. Like, you know, let's say you're getting 1 coin a second. You upgrade your witch cat, and now you're getting 2 gold for every second. Just as a simple concept. I don't know the actual statistics of it, but leveling up makes it where you generate money faster. So there's an item that makes that start up fast. There's a CPU, extra EXP, a sniper cat that will help attack. Like, so you can use the cat food to buy those, but you can also earn those in tickets through special mini games, which I think are also unique to the Switch version. I can't remember if my friend commented on it. I believe they did and said that was Switch exclusive as well, I believe. But again, you'll have to forgive me on some of these details, as I don't play mobile games. I've never played the Battle Cats mobile or anything. And I'm working with the limited resources of information on comparing these that I am aware of. On top of that, though, you do have Battle Energy. So, Battle Energy, I kind of feel like would have been way better to just completely kick out of the Switch version. Basically, every stage costs energy. When you run out of Battle Energy, you cannot do another stage. Now, you can pay cat food to refill your battle energy again, which is what you will probably do if you have long sessions in this game. Mainly, cat food's not too hard to get. You'll get login bonuses, and you can earn it by getting duplicates of treasures, and I'll go in what the treasures are. Every stage has a treasure, so when you get a duplicate of a treasure, you actually get cat food in exchange. So you can spam stages to get cat food that way as well, depending on how you want to go about. Cat food's not the end of the world of a necessity, but it can speed up your progression of being able to buy tickets and items and that to expand your resources and levels of your units. Now, treasures, as I said, every stage has a treasure, and unlocking the treasures, there are different quality versions of them, but when you get all of treasures of a certain bundle, you'll activate special traits that apply to your units in all of the game, as far as I understand. So it's encouraged to actually go and get the treasures, preferably the superior versions of all of them, to get all the bonuses for your cat army. Because some of them can be very useful, increasing resources, damage, resistances, and things like that. So that's a useful thing to go and get. Now, as you progress through the game, you also unlock special units for doing certain stages and that, and these units can usually help a whole lot extra on the games too, so definitely recommended unlocking them as you progress. The game also has a challenge system, which gives you EXP tickets and cat food on top. I don't know if that was in mobile. That I don't remember asking about, so I'm not sure if that one is. You have a cat guide, an enemy guide that can help you learn a little bit about your units and enemy units. These don't really offer a whole lot of information that's like, say, like defenses, health. They generally will just tell you what units they're good against and whether they're like area, range, single target. That information does get shared with you, but like how much HP they have, speed and things, like stuff like that, you have to experiment with. But you can look at all your cats that you've unlocked and the different variants. Now you have two capsule machines. You have the cat capsule and the whale capsule. Both of them have certain cats that appear on them. The cat capsule has pretty much all your basic units, and they also contain upgrades to like your base cannon, and witch cat, and other elements like that, how much EXP you gain. Whale capsule machine is where like 80% of the fucking cats are. And there are different categories in the whale capsule machine that you unlock as you progress through the storyline. So you'll get different categories that you can bet your golden tickets in for special units. I did mention the base and the cannon. So, as we said with the tower defense aspect, you have just a singular line they're marching towards the base. The base is the goal for your units. And every base has different health. Yours you can boost up to a certain amount. Enemies can get to ridiculous high standards. But your base has a cannon on it you can power up, and over the stage it'll build up energy and you can shoot it, and it'll show you the distance of how far it'll go, so you can control when you want to shoot it to get the max potential enemies hit by it, or save it for an occasion that's going to be more useful. It can have its own strategy in it. Interesting to note with the cannon also, in co-op it works a little different. In co-op mode, both players have to, you have to initialize it, and then you both have to simultaneously hit the button on a gauge to maximize your power of it. It's a little interesting way to do it in co-op to engage a cooperative teamwork aspect of it. But really, that's a lot of the simplisticness of the Battle Cats. Like I said, there's a lot of different strategies on learning how to use your team, balance your team, and in the timing of how to shoot them out and stuff. But ultimately, it also is a much simpler experience because I mean, I've played a lot more complicated tower defense games, so it has its ups and downs, but it's not solely a cakewalk. There were definitely multiple times where I got steamrolled by certain bosses and had to take a step back, kind of reevaluate my team, level up my team, try for new characters, and that happens. That does indeed happen. But, so you might ask, how much do I think the Battle Cats Unite is worth? Considering it does not have any money transactions in it, and it's still a pretty enjoyable experience, but you can make the argument, since it's not a complete package, whether it's worth it or not. I don't know how far you can get in like the mobile version in a freemium way. I don't know how it is like playing that, so I can't speak on that behalf. But I did enjoy my experience with this, and I would say this is a good $30 game, I think. it has enough content in it to take a while. I mean, like, I did the story mode stuff, and there's still tons of shit to do in the legend stages, and this is a fantastic game for on the go. Like, if you actually get to play your Switch in portable mode on car trips and shit, this is a fantastic game to kill time on that. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's silly, it has a lot of humor in it and shit. I do recommend it. Now, if you're wanting to buy a physical version, which is what I got, your best bet is PlayAsia, honestly. PlayAsia has the English Asian version for $38.99 currently. Though there is a Japanese new price version, which is a reprint. The new price versions are, you know, the greatest hits versions, basically, of Japan. And it's $19.99, which is a fantastic price, but it does not list it as having English on it. Now, this is a game you don't really need to know English, honestly, to play through. Like I said, the story is really just a joke. It's not serious at all. It's funny, though. I would look them up if you happen to get the Japanese version in lieu of saving some money. It is important to note, though, PlayAsia isn't always accurate on the languages. Sometimes they will list something as being Japanese only, but it has English on it anyway. Like, I took a chance on a, what was that? Atomic Crop, or whatever that weird, farm bullet hell style game I got. It has English language option, even though it wasn't listed on the page. So, I couldn't really find, like, I did some searching, but I couldn't really find an answer on whether the Japanese version had English on it. So, you could take that risk if you want. Because, like I said, the encyclopedias don't really tell you things like defense, attack, and that. So, and the little icons in the upper right, you know, tell you everything you really need to know about what the unit can do. You just need to kind of field test it and see what its health is like, or how much damage it can deal. So, that is something you could buy. That is a really good price range, I think, for this $19.99 if you were to get the Japanese version. But that's up to you on that regard. But $38.99 for the Asian English version. Now you might be like, oh, what's it on eBay? Well, eBay people have it priced in the 60 plus range for the Asian English version. So it's a fucking whip on eBay. Like, the cheapest ones you'll find are the Japanese version or Korean versions that are being listed for $30 on eBay. So honestly, go with PlayAsia, because the fucking eBay listings for any version of this thing is just a fucking whip right now on eBay, and they're in stock on PlayAsia. So whether you want to take a chance on the Japanese version or go with the Asian English version, those are honestly the much better choice in my opinion in those regards of that. Now, there's nothing way to go in spoilers here, because, well, while there are endings to the stories, they're just, again, they're just incredibly humorous shit. You'd have to just weed them yourself. I have fun weeding them out when I live stream the game. It's fucking just bizarre, fucking somebody high on crack, I tell you. But, yeah, it's a very simple to understand tower defense game that over time takes some mastery, because it starts throwing some curveballs on you, and you start having to need to know about types and what things you can do with your cats now, what types they affect, what types they are good against and such. It starts becoming a much knowledgeable, especially near the end of Cats the Cosmos. You're gonna really need to know it a lot by then. Those are my thoughts on the Battle Cats Unite. It's a fun, lovely game. I can't speak about the mobile version. Never played it, never watched any bit of that, so the very limited information I have comparing between this and it is a friend in VR chat and the Wikipedia article comparing differences between the mobile and Switch version, which I will probably just take some screenshots of that and then sort those here so you can pause and read the deeper details on all that if you want to know some of the nitty-gritty on the Wikipedia page. There is a bunch of it though. But outside that, that's all I really have to say about the Battle Cats. It's charming, and if I ever get an opportunity to take my Switch on the go, like if I go to a con or something, I'll probably definitely bring this with me to do the Legend stages. There's still quite a bit of it I haven't touched in that regard, and it's just a lot of extra stages that can have some fun and kill some time. But if you feel like you learned anything at all, feel free to leave a like. If you feel like you learned nothing at all, feel free to leave a dislike. Thank you for watching, and be careful out there. Time traveling, space invading cats out there.